The village of Moonfleet lies half a mile from the sea in the centre of Moonfleet Bay, a death trap for sailors caught in a southwesterly gale. It was on a cold February night in the year 1758 that young John Trenchard, a boy of 15, set off to the graveyard in search of the treasure that was said to be guarded by the ghost of Blackbeard. But it was not the light from Blackbeard's lantern that John saw that night, but from smugglers in the bay. And soon he was to be caught up in their dangerous world, and his life would change forever.
Last night I saw it there, shining in the dark again, the light that all men seem to fear. They say that sailors were drowning in the bay, and people kept away, waiting for the riches that a wreck would bring. When the morning comes, now the ghost of Blackbeard walks again, to haunt the ones who would not hear the pain. I took the old path down to where the graveyard lay, the place I knew when I was young. They say that Blackbeard had hidden precious stones amongst the ancient bones. So I set off to the darkness down below, by the candle glow. 'Twas then I heard the voices, saw a light, and started on the journey of my life. So it began, the story how Elzevir would look after John as his own son, and the smugglers betrayed on Moonfleet Bay by Maskew, looking now at Elzevir's gun. Then a shot rang out in the morning light. Maskew fell, a hole between his eyes, but it was his own men who brought him down, and they also got poor John. Oh, they also shot poor John. Oh, it's a dangerous world, boys. Oh, with the smuggling crew. Oh, it's a dangerous life, boys, when you're running from the revenue. When you're running from the revenue. So to escape, it came now for Elsevier to pick up the boy and carry him away. For he could not walk with a bullet in the leg, and they made for the safety of the Purbeck Cave. 'Twas there that John would read one night the words in the locket by candlelight, for the Bible verses held the key to Blackbeard's hidden treasure at the bottom of a castle well. Oh, it's a dangerous world, boys. Oh, in a smuggler's life. Oh, in the days of our age, boys, that's where the secret of the treasure lies. That's where the secret of the treasure lies. Hey! That's where the secret of the treasure lies. That's where the secret of the treasure lies. In those verses of the Bible, a message was concealed, and soon for John, the secret was revealed. Deep in a castle well, the treasure could be found. Blackbeard's diamond, 14 fathoms down. Though running as an outlaw with a price upon his head, to his darling Grace he had to go instead, to tell her of his love and all the riches he would bring, with Blackbeard's diamond, and buy her a wedding ring.
set off on the trail of Blackbeard's hidden treasure, John met with his beloved Grace just one more time, not knowing where or when they would ever meet again. In the years that followed, John would marry his childhood sweetheart Grace, and they called their firstborn son Elzevir. Fortune smiled at them, for on his deathbed, the jewel merchant Aldebrand begged forgiveness for having stolen the diamond, and in his will left great wealth to one John Trenchard of Moonfleet village, Dorset, whom he had so grievously wronged. It is said that in his final hours, Aldebrand would cry out in terror, speaking of a large man with a coppery face and huge black beard who stood at the window, mocking. John and Grace touched not one penny of the money, but laid it out in good works, renewing the church, creating a hospital, and building a lighthouse, a welcome beacon to generations of sailors. From time to time, John would return to the seashore, where the final words of the friend who had saved him echoed in his heart, and he loved it best when the waves were lashed to madness in an autumn gale, thanking God he was not fighting for his life in the roar of the surf. For no other man before or since was taken alive from Moonfleet Bay.